Hello, everybody. Meteorologist Hutch Johnson joining you. We have snotzicles likely in the forecast, but more than that, we have some snow on the way for some across the region as big-time changes are in the offing. Your full forecast on this Sunday night at halftime, as promised, begins right now. Bring your questions and interactions right here on Hutch's Weather. Say, my friends at Robert Gibbons Sons, they want to let you know whether you're looking at having commercial work done, residential work done. They can help with new construction, preventative maintenance, emergency services, and remodeling for over 100 years. Robert Gibbons Sons, the ones to call. Let's take a look now at what's going on across the region. We have a lot to talk about. We're going to get started with a look at what's going on temperature-wise across the area. Cold air is working its way in from the north. Brandon, Manitoba, 1 degrees. It's 3 in Minot, and it is 27 degrees warmer right now in Bismarck. Along this boundary between the frosty cold temperatures and the weather that we see down to the south where it's still near 40 degrees in Rapid City is going to really bring in some serious change into our area. Thanks a lot for watching, Nathan. Again, if you have questions, let me know. This is a look at our temperatures. Now let's take a look at what we have going on when we're talking about all the fun that is to be had with regards to there is a lot of fog out there. The fog advisory has been extended by the National Weather Service to include areas of western North Dakota as well. This is what the advisory looks like now, and there's some snow products from the National Weather Service as well. All the gray counties here, that's a dense fog advisory along Highway 2 from Williston out to Grand Forks, Fargo, Moorhead, all the way down to the Twin Cities, Rochester, all the way down to Omaha, Nebraska. So this big chunk of the nation really impacted by fog. There was a lot of sunshine today in the Southern Valley that heated things up. It melted snow, evaporated in the air. The second the temperature started falling quickly, as we went into the evening hours, boom, that fog hit Fargo this evening. Look at the red colors you see out here in the Rocky Mountains, south of Great Falls, all the way into western parts of Montana, into western parts of Wyoming, as well as the northern parts of Colorado. Winter storm warnings are in effect there. And this is a winter weather advisory in blue through South Dakota and eastern and southeastern Montana, from Glendive right here all the way through the Black Hills, where there is a winter storm warning in place. Wintry weather is taking hold right now in northern Montana, not far from Glasgow to Great Falls on that Highway 2 corridor, and it's going to be moving south and east. We're going to go over all of it right here. And again, if you do have a question, let me know. It's good to see so many of you joining me for this halftime broadcast. Do you like these? Number one, I don't always broadcast on Sunday nights, but this system and our foggy weather is worthy of a little update. So let's go into the big update. If anyone's out there traveling, a big-time football game today, and what a game it was for the Minnesota Football Vikings. Wow! All I can say, what a season. Not only that, though, all of us traveling out into the cities and beyond. I hope you're watching. If you're watching, coming home from the game on your cellular device, let me know right here in the comments. But not if you're driving, right? Okay, let's take a look at the Minnesota roads first. You can get all of this information right on your phone on hutchesweather.com. But the state of Minnesota primarily is purple because there is a dense fog advisory for most of the state, with the exception of a couple of counties in the southwestern part of the state. Here's a quick peek at the main thoroughfares across our region. Let's start with Interstate 94 between Fargo and the Twin Cities. So here's Alexandria as we take a look at the rest area there. That's not really the story. We do have some very difficult to see road conditions out there. Oh, I'm going to have to zoom in a little closer and pick a different spot. Let's go out here on the other side of Alexandria, and here you can see everything that this story has to tell. It is soupy out there, folks. And temperatures, when they get down to near freezing out there, that creates a layer of slippery ice on area roads, your car's windshield maybe, sidewalks, and the like. So Minnesota, very foggy across the I-94 corridor in places. As we look down to the closer to Fargo area near Barnesville, here's what that looks like. It's dark, and part of the darkness is caused by the dense fog that's out there. Look at the wet roads that will glaze over with some ice as temperatures continue their decline tonight. Highway 10 has been foggy for the better part of the day, and at times zero visibility. This says it all. Here you go, Verndale. This is you. So you're going in between that Motley Staples area there and on out to the west and into Wadena. some very tricky travel. Here is Lake Park, and look at that. You know what? That looks like some streaks going across the lens there. Is there some precipitous precipitation ongoing there? We get these little bands of freezing fog and mist as if you're in the cloud and there's these droplets flying by. I'll bet that's what's going on out there, as it's just soggy and soupy in the air. So these all areas could end up with some mighty slippery roads. I am seeing a crash icon up here as we go from the Solway area into the Bemidji area on Highway 2. Let's take a look at that particular stretch of road. It looks wet out there, but the visibility looks a little bit better up in the Northland at this time. That won't be the case everywhere you go. Let's go up towards Badette and into the Lake of the Woods County area. We're seeing more of that mist and drizzle and drist and mizzle, and that's no fun for shizzle, as things are really getting slippery up there. Highway 11 out towards Roseau County, we're seeing some hazy conditions. So basically all of Minnesota, foggy conditions no matter where you're driving. Highway 10, Interstate 94, north and south on Highway 9 or 32, those look bad. Getting up into that Thief River area, let's check that out for you. Oh, again, we can barely see the road surface. The white lines there are the white lines on Highway 59. Looking across the region, it's just sick and thick at this particular juncture. Now let's take a look at North Dakota roads right quick. They did just extend the fog advisory, as we briefly spoke of moments ago, in the western and central parts of North Dakota as well. Now the road conditions that you see here in green mean that the roads are seasonal. They're not real icy yet, but with temperatures falling, as I'll show you in a moment, we could have some issues. So let's go up here near Cavalier. That area has been very cold and has been, well, at times foggy. It looks like we can see all the way over the hills there on the rolling hills of Highway 5. But you get over to the Bozeman exit out here, if you go up on I-29 north of Grand Forks, you're going to run into some areas of dense fog. That's what it looks like there on I-29 north of Grand Forks. Highway 2 to the west of Grand Forks looks like this as we look in on Emerado. Well, they've come to their senses in Emerado. Things are looking pretty swell out there as far as visibility goes. But remember, at times and in places, we'll see problems there. Fog just started forming like crazy here in the FM area as we went just past sunset, or as the sun was setting on the day. Those temperatures, whoop, and then all of that moisture in the air from our sunshine today that felt mighty mild. Wow, all of that sunshine, evaporated water. The second the temperatures started coming down to the dew point, and boom, shazam, shazizzle, we got some fog, a mist and drizzle, and that's how I see it. Now, as you're going west on the highway out, let's take a look at I-94. This is going out towards the Valley City area at the Oriska rest area. Things not looking terrible there as far as visibility goes, and in fact, there were blue skies aplenty out there. This is Jamestown. Same thing goes as I'm looking at the cameras, but when you go south into Richland County on I-29, oh my goodness, it is real. Look what the cat dragged in here. This is very foggy conditions out there, and again, you just got to slow down and watch for ice. So here's what I'm thinking with regards to our area as we take a quick peek at our friends in South Dakota. What do your roads look like? I-29, if you're coming up from that particular area south on the eastern side of South Dakota, let's go ahead and take a peek at what those cameras are illustrating right now. Earlier in the day, I looked out here near the Ortonville area, and things there were mighty soupy earlier, and it has not changed. Oh my goodness, look at that. You can't see a Millbank out there. This is US Highway 12 out there along the Minnesota-South Dakota border. Now, on the I-29 corridor at Sisseton, it is soupy, but a little better. We can see some distance beyond, say, maybe a half of a mile out in that particular area. You go south just a pinch down towards Brookings, South Dakota, same thing goes. So you get the picture. Or maybe the picture is hard to see. It's very foggy no matter where you be. All right, let's take a look at what's going on with regards to our conditions as far as temperature goes, because it's critical with regards to what the roads are going to look like across the area. Here you go. I'm going to go ahead and scroll through, see if I have some questions on any of my platforms. I invite and thanks those of you who are watching on Hutch's Weather on the YouTube channel right now. Bill Hudson, how long is this cold snap going to last? It's going to be several days. We'll go into that in a a moment, but some areas could see the cold weather for over a couple of weeks. The main core of the cold air will head into the Great Lakes region, though, kind of knifing through our area. So the coldest of the weather will be in Minnesota and into Wisconsin as opposed to into Montana. You'll have a better chance at warming up out there. Deborah, good to have you on there. Thank you very much. Go Vikings, she says, and watching from North Aurora, Illinois. Thank you so very, very much. Okay, now let's check the Facebook channel here and see if we've got some questions on the live going on here. Okay, Mike says, thank you. Hello from Perham. It's been foggy in Wheaton, says Sheila. Thank you very, very much. Foggy in Fergus Falls. I appreciate that. Frank, the hot rods are parked in the garage for good reason. Amanda, thank you very much. Thanks for the update. Okay, let's see if we can get you the important information. Temperatures are in the 20s. If you are driving, road surfaces will be in the 20s. Now, if the roads are treated with a brine or salt solution, this is okay. They may be wet, but you're going to run into places, bridges and overpasses most likely, that things are going to get icy quickly. If you're taking that off ramp, it can happen there. So please slow it down. Temperatures at 12 or below, the brine and salt solutions, they stop working. So you're looking here at that Harvey area in Wells County, Carrington, Fessenden, those areas, temperatures drop precipitously fast. Look at Can-Do. It's 12 there, and you flip those numbers around, go whoop, just like that. And in Devil's Lake, it's 21 degrees. Hit and miss fog in Bijou. Tiffany says it's foggy in Comstock and can't see anything. Visibility is 0. Thank you for all of your reports. You're helping everybody out. So for those of you driving right now, or if you're guiding people, let them know it's foggy out there. Gail, thank you so much. Nice in Bismarck. Check it out. Capital City at 30 degrees right now. In Dickinson, wow, 32 degrees. Big Sky Country, Montana, Glendive, bringing in at 34 degrees. Now let's take a look at this forecast. There's going to be some snow. Let's get right to the facts. Number one, the snow, I see a little bit in Wisconsin right now on the radar, but for us, there's a chance in our southern and southwestern corner of North Dakota of seeing some snow. So bear with me while I load up the latest model. We'll run through this fairly quickly for you so you can get a feel and get back to your game if that's what you're interested in. Now, this is one model. We're going to go over two models real fast. I'll show you there's a little difference, but essentially a low is going to scoot out of Montana through South Dakota. The Black Hills get whacked with snow by the time we get to the wee hours of the morning. Heavy bands of snow there. Rain, fog, freezing fog here in the northern parts of South Dakota and along the North Dakota border will be possible with this. So some slickery mixture of precipitous precipitation. Now, as you go into southwestern North Dakota, this model is showing some wind from the east-northeast and some bands of moderate snow, and this is on daybreak time. So if you're in the Lemon, South Dakota, if you're in Hettinger, if you're in Bowman, if you're in Rame, if you're all the way out near Medora or Beach, take the beach towel and throw that puppy in the trunk. You ain't going to need it. But what you will need is some patience with the morning commute because there could be some slippery snow. The heavier band of snow will move right into the central part of the state, closer to the low pressure center that you see at the bottom center right here. That low pressure center is where the winds will be doing a little bit of a circular motion in a counterclockwise fashion around the area of low pressure. This system moves all the way towards Brookings, Mitchell, and the I-29 corridor, taking with it its bands of snowy snow. Now, will we see any? The best chance in our area will be there will be clouds in the south. There will be a chance for some mixed precipitation for us, maybe a brief flurry of snow down in places like Oaks, Gwinner, maybe down towards Ashley, Wishick, Napoleon. Those areas have a chance at seeing a flake or two. As far as accumulation goes, let me show you what I'm thinking with regards to that. So I got to pull up over here and look for the latest. And this is a snapshot of the morning forecast right here. Snow south. It does look like southern parts of North Dakota could see light snow, but the blue heavier bands moving through the central part of the state from Pierre all the way up here to that Aberdeen area where we could even see some snow showers in and around the Watertown area. If you're traveling south on 29, be aware this system will be moving through with measurable snow as we go through the day. Here's a look at the snowfall potential with the system. Again, this is potential. I think that these low numbers, we have a good chance in the dark blue at seeing 2 inches. Very good chance at that. Almost 80%. However, some will see as many as 5 inches in the blue areas. Get into these pink areas, we could have enhanced bands of snow that could be over 4 inches. So 4 inches will be likely in those pink areas, with a few of you seeing 6 or maybe a little bit more snow from this system. In western North Dakota, the I-94 corridor may get a light dusting of some wet snow out there as this system takes hold, but it won't stay wet for long because it's going to get chilly and cold and unbalmy. Let's talk about temperatures for our region first thing in the morning. Here's what you need to know. In Fargo, we're cold enough for temperatures to be in those low 20s, and that means freezing road conditions, 17 Grand Forks. So any sweaty roads become icy. Any sweaty sidewalks become icy. Please travel with care. Give yourself extra distance. I got the old fog icons out of my pocket here. We're going to have a chance of some snow showers dashing across the southern and western counties. Look at the cold taking hold up north. This morning, temperature stuff in the teens is back for business with sunrise at 8:12. As we go into your afternoon, your temperatures are going to be rising, but not much. We will rise only a couple of degrees in the afternoon, and then it's going to fall with north winds taking hold. They will increase from around 5 to 10 in the morning to 6 to 25 in the afternoon, and the north winds will be strongest out west, where the system will be exiting. Behind it, the north winds get a little stronger. There'll be some wind-driven snow across South Dakota, folks. Highway 83, Highway 85 out there. Those routes will be tricky for sure, particularly in South Dakota with that accumulating snow we talked about. For us, not much. You may see a little bit of snow down near the border, and that's about all there is to order. Now, as we take a look at what's going on in the planning forecast, Hutch is highlighting for you what you need to know for the entirety of the week, and I really hope you appreciate these updates so you don't have to wait up for late newscasts after football. Who wants to do that? Not this kid. I got to get my beauty sleep as we take a look at your temperatures. Now, I've got my ice icons out there because roads will be slippery. Now, as we go through Monday, the snow will be in South Dakota primarily and along the border counties. Steady to falling temperatures. By the afternoon drive home, we're on our way down with gusty north winds. On your New Year's Eve, expect our north wind to get gusty around here at times over 25 to 30 miles per hour. That's going to make these teens feel like zero. It's going to be cold. Heading into midnight hour, yeah, we're talking wind chill, folks. So bundle up for your New Year's Eve celebrations. The air temperature by morning is on its way to 5 with wind chills that'll be very frosty. I'll have a forecast update on that here in just one moment. Anytime that Arctic air is moving in, I call for cold air flurries. It's going to happen. It gets so cold, the air can't hold snowflakes, so they just kind of precipitate out of the sky, even with some clearer skies above. So a chance of flurries Wednesday and Thursday as temperatures nosedive. We'll spend most of the day hours in the single digits with some brief stints in the teens, and then the sub-zero air takes hold. It'll be mighty chilly on Friday the 3rd, and then it'll be mighty chillier as we go into Saturday and your Sunday ahead. If you are celebrating on New Year's Eve outdoors or heading outdoors to travel, make sure you have the good old and friendly survival kit with you. This is a look at the unbalmy weather. There's going to be a severe lack of heat. Temperatures will be cold, as you saw, but the wind chills will be ridiculous. So this is New Year's Eve, 11 to midnight. Hutch's wind chill forecast. There is a chance of snotsicles out there. Look at Frosty's nose. Yeah, that's that stuff that kind of, where it just freezes as you exhale. No fun. Okay. Terry says husband's leaving for Iowa tomorrow. There's going to be that route through I-29 where there's going to be some challenges. As you go south, though, those temperatures will be a little bit milder. That's good, but you got to watch out. You know how it is driving through South Dakota. Oftentimes, you get through about that Sioux Falls zone, it gets a little better, but that system could have some bands of some moderate to heavy snow. So that's your forecast. I am meteorologist Hutch Johnson. First thing in the morning, do me a favor. Log on to hutchesweather.com and check the road reports to know before you go. And let's visit it together. And I want to show you, if you have not seen this before, we've updated Hutch's weather page. Thanks, Joe. Everybody say thanks, Joe. Yep, I heard you. So Joe, my web designer, has created a button for you and for me, and it's got all the information that we need to see. And that is road condition reports. No matter what state you live on in the region or province, I might add, for my Canadian friends, we have them right here for you. You click on it, you're going to get the road report. And here is a top secret little Hint, if you take a look at the North Dakota Road Report and you look at this legend on the side, there's the layers tab. Click on the layers tab and you're going to see the cameras. Toggle the cameras on and you can get a bird's eye view by clicking on the camera you want to look at. Let's take a look at our good friends in Buxton here and see what it looks like in Buxton right now. And this is a view from the DOT camera in Buxton. You can get the very latest so you can know before you go. And this is all available for you on Hutch's Weather at hutchesweather.com. A couple of other fun facts about hutchesweather.com is that there is a snowfall finder on here, folks. You can get the latest snowfall for not forecast, but the snowfall amounts that have been reported to the National Weather Service. Click on this tab right here. It says snowfall amounts. And when you do, you're going to see a map and you can zoom anywhere in the country. And anywhere that's been getting snow, if they've gotten snow and it's been reported in the last 24 hours, you're going to see these dots. The color coordinates to these on the key. 18 inches or more in the red dots. Northern Colorado. Looks like we've gotten some big time snow there. And in southeast Wyoming, to the west of you folks in Laramie, it's ski country USA out there. We have temperatures that are cold and we have snow that isn't old. Nope, it's 27 inches of fresh powder out there. And you're looking at Centennial, Wyoming, 14 miles to the west-northwest to be exact. Use these tools on Hutch's Weather. Let me know if there's something you'd like to see because your feedback is what grows Hutch's Weather. Now, we're going to end with a look at what's going on across the region. I'm going to close with one more look at our watches, warnings, and advisories from the National Weather Service, and I'm going to peruse for questions from you. So let me go ahead and zoom this map out. There is a little bit of clear snow showing up. There's nothing showing up on the radar where we're getting those rain streaks through here. So I think what we got is that fog and drizzle mizzle that's working its way down to the ground, and that can be a slippery concoction. So there's your dense fog advisory. There's winter storm warnings for Bozeman, for Helena, and for areas of the Rocky Mountain West. There's Black Hills. If you're driving through that area, beware. There's going to be a winter storm warning in that area to be in effect as well. Your questions answered right now as we go through and close this out. Fog lifting anytime soon. Stephen, let's go ahead and take a look at that. That's a wonderful question. Why would I not go over that? Let's talk about that right quick. Only on Hutch's Weather can you ask a question, and if I see it, I'll address it if I can. Here we go. Now what you're going to look at here is visibility on this high resolution model. The colors are low visibility. So as we take a look at right now, this model is saying up the visibility in these pink areas is going to be well below a half of a mile. Now, lowering visibility in places up in northwest North Dakota. Notice something familiar with this? This is the same area that the National Weather Service has extended the fog advisory. Anything from northern Kansas to Albuquerque tomorrow. That, let me take a look at in a moment. I'll try to get to that. It was a beautiful day, Val, in the Fargo area today, but now the fog has settled in. Here's the fog forecast as we go through let me get a model that'll go out in time just a little bit more here because that last one was still coming in. It was brand new, fresh off the printer. Who uses a printer? Okay, here we go. All right, as we go through the night, look at this. Reduced visibility in the snow system that'll be spreading through the Black Hills. For us, it's just patchy areas of very dense fog all through North Dakota and all through Minnesota, except that little area down in the south. This is in the morning. Then as this system works its way through, it brings the snow. Look what happens when the cooler, drier air comes in from Canada. Gone will be many of the fog problems, and back will be the wind and cold and, well, blowing snow problem. So by the time we get to late tomorrow night, I do believe that the densest, thickest fog problems will be a thing in Minnesota only, as it looks like we're going to have better visibility with regards to fog, but there will be some areas of blowing snow. I wish I could fix the stars, but let me share with you a little bit of a detail. I just started up a thing on Hutch's Weather that allows you to become subscribers. So if you want notifications of when Hutch is going live, become a subscriber. There is a small fee that we've attached to that, and you will be, as a subscriber, someone who will have more interaction with Hutch. And not only that, I may do regular, say monthly or maybe bi-weekly videos with subscribers which will be at length to answer questions and the like. So you can look for Hutch's page and look to become a subscriber there, and that's what that's about. And again, it's a nominal amount of dollars and cents, but it may take the place of some of the stars that seem to be broken on Facebook right now. Okay, let's see. somebody says, thanks, Joe. Oh, that's my web designer. Thanks, Melody, for thanking Joe. He is the bomb diggity. He does an awesome job with hutchesweather.com. Husband's leaving for Iowa tomorrow. There was the question of the national forecast for Kansas to Albuquerque for the day tomorrow. Let me go to a map that's going to justify what you're seeing here. Let's go to the national map in 3, 2, 1.2, 1.5, boom. National map, here we go. Let's move this northward just a little bit so we can see more gooder the area that you're worried about. Kansas to Albuquerque, that's in New Mexico, so we're looking out here. Now, this is not the fog that we want to look at. Let's look at the precipitation forecast and future radar. This low pressure system that sneaks out of the Rockies is going to head into Kansas. So in Kansas, I do expect some thunderstorm activity or rain activity as this low makes its way through. It's not going to take long, though. As you see this dip in the red line, that's the edge of the cold air on the north winds behind it. So if you're in Goodland, Kansas, western Kansas, those areas are going to have a cold north wind blowing with them as we go through your Monday. This is Monday morning, first thing. Now, as we go through the day in New Mexico, there's going to be really quiet conditions there for the most part, but it does look windy, right? The isobars are mighty close together as we've got this low pressure system continuing to bring snow. Most of the precipitation stays out of the good state of Kansas here, and it stays north. But if you are traveling through the northern part there, not far from Topeka, not Topeka, but Kansas City and Kansas City, Kansas, those areas will have a chance at seeing some mixed precipitation and rain that spirals down and around as we go through the late night hours. So that's the look for you for that area. And Gina, I hope that answers your question. All right, I think that does a good job there. Val says can't hear me. Let's see here now. Can you hear me now? It shows here that the mic is working fine. So if you can hear me, give me a thumbs up on here or let me know. But it's showing me that everything is working good. So thank you very much. I'm sorry, Val, that you can't hear me. I don't know if that's a problem on my end, but I don't think so. It's showing my audio levels as very good for right now. All right. Thank you so very much. You have a wonderful evening, and we will check back again in the morning. For now, I'm meteorologist Hutch Johnson. You can always get the very latest on hutchesweather.com anytime, anywhere.